Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here in the Create New World. Honestly, thank you so much for all the support. And today we're going to be working on a section where I kind of want to get the top part of this part basically done, especially this corner right here. And this is basically going to be where a little village is for all the people who work here, like the mining for all the ores and stuff. Because I'm going to kind of make it like a little bit more industrial where people can actually come and live as well. So this is just basically going to be a very small little town type thing, and I'm actually really excited for it. I also want to say there's a big project going over on the village. I will give you guys a quick sneak peek. And yeah, so if I go over here, you guys can see the layout is actually getting quite well done, and we've got quite a lot of stuff done over here. I'm not going to basically show you guys until the very end of this. This is going to be more of a last thing I will show you on this world. That will basically conclude the series, but that's basically what's going on over there. So we're actually going to be working on just basically trying to build up this area quite a bit. So first let's sleep, because we don't really want to work during the day, and yes. So basically I don't really want to do too much. I kind of want to do some decorations around the place as well, and I know these buildings are going to take a while. So basically I'm going to skip ahead to the point where I build up the frames and kind of like picture what rooms are going to go in what and what age is going to be. So there's specific buildings, like a couple are going to be for like housing, such as probably the big buildings are going to be mainly for housing. This one's going to be, that one over there is going to be like a little mini shop for like food, and then there's going to be a little tool shop as well, which I'm probably going to stick probably in the middle here, and then the rest are going to be like houses for the village, for the people. And then we're also going to stick like a little bit of a wilderness type park / farm type area, so we've got food and income coming in as well. Putting some pathways, some street lights, and etc. So let me go and get some framework done, and I'll bring you guys back after I've done that. Hey guys, I am back, and I have finished the construction process of the buildings. So some of them are quite tall, some of them are quite small. It all depends on where you walk through. Also, we've got a couple of overhangs. Some of them are quite attached because it is quite a tight little area. It's not like fully thingy. We've got some really small buildings and some, yeah. So kind of like what we're going to be doing next is, first is we are going to grab our little tool. We're going to put the base colours in and then add the details afterwards. But I think first is we're going to, we're going to have to put in the walls. So let's do that. So each one is just going to go up by, do like this, with the stone brick. We will add texture eventually to the entire place, because we still got to go through a lot of the buildings, like in our world, with a lot of different textures. But I kind of want to do that at the very end, where you literally just go around the place and texture it up as a final detail or finalization of the builds. So I kind of don't really want to rush into like texturing. I know texturing makes the project look a lot better, and it's nice to actually be able to texture, but I don't really like to rush series, and literally, because I don't really know, I'm not the greatest at texturing at the moment. I kind of want to get my plans kind of working well for it, and it's like, you kind of don't really want to rush certain stages, and I feel like that is one of them, and so, yeah. So there's different like ways to get in around the place and stuff, so it's not too cramped, it's not too like, too flat. And then we're going to be using some mix between some calcite, some limestone and diorite to kind of give it that. So we're not going to be really using brick, because bricks are more for factories than the actual design. So we've got the we've got different blocks here, and we will be mixing some of this with each other, and we're going to be using some different like variations. So for the walls, I kind of want to keep it somewhat simple and not overly textured. So we think we might be using probably, I don't really want to use brick. We're using brick down the bottom. So we're going to try and find something like quite flat, but also kind of like detailed to a certain point. Like a light brick's not too bad. Polish I think looks a bit weird. Like this looks pretty cool. And we got limestone. I don't think can be chiseled actually. Now to think of it. But let's have a look what this actually looks like. So let's quickly, we'll go to one of the smaller ones. So I'm going to build up with some limestone, makes it a little bit easier. And basically what we're going to do is just add a bunch of calcite along these walls here, kind of like this. And I think this one would work pretty well. like, there is a couple of bits, so I might use this, and I might just use some plain, like, house light in certain areas, maybe, kind of like to bring it together, maybe a tiny bit of diorite, so it's basically, ooh, actually, eroded diorite might look better, because it's actually a lot smoother. We don't have a lot, so I might need to get some more, but I think the eroded diorite might be a little bit better than the calcite, or I can use that as the outline. So, yeah. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be back in a sec. I need to go get some more diorite. Means I have to go mining. Ugh, I hate mining. Right, let me just put everything in there. Just gonna get mine this part here. So there's gonna be a lot of skipping floors because, yeah, it's basically just gonna be building quite a lot of the same buildings in this area. It's nothing gonna be like too different or two things. The interior is probably gonna be a lot different. That's where we're gonna spend most of the time in this video. But I don't want to spend too much time on the building process. So basically, all I'm going to be doing next is adding some walls in, which is going to be the white walls, probably the floor, and then the roof. And then I'll bring you guys back once we can start doing the interior. Because I really want to focus on doing the interiors this episode, as well as the path of making this area look like it's a functional type of little mini village. So I'll be back in a little bit after I've done that. Just to give me a second, I can literally turn around and basically it'll be done. So let me stand here, clap my hand for another part of the episode. So I did some work and we've managed to put all the floors in, all the walls in every single condo or apartment type area, and it's quite a tight space, but I feel like this might give it a little bit more of an industrial kind of feel, and it is only a small thing for a small little thing. So I'm going to be doing this one off camera because I don't really know what to do for like the little shop kind of thing, but we're going to just start working on some of the houses, get some of the interiors done. So I went around and got a bunch of different things that I can put in the houses to kind of give it a little bit more better of an thing, and I think it looks pretty cool. So first let's add in a couple of the bits and bobs. We're not going to do every single like thing exactly the same as the first one. We kind of want to give it a little bit more of a unique kind of feel to it. So some of them are going to have these ones which are from the Let's Do Bakery mod, and I think like this will give it a better design. Now we'll just add some like shutters, such as some like this. We did forget to bring the ladders, so some of the places don't have ladders or little areas to get up here right now. I'll figure that one out later, but I'm really just going to get the interior of the bottom part, this part done for right now, and then we'll figure out. So this one's just going to be a very simple kitchen slash area with a couple of tables, nothing too fancy, nothing too big. I'll probably add some more details in as we go, but for right now we're just going to put mainly the furniture in and just kind of get that working. We also going to get some doors if we don't currently have that on us. This one is also going to be a very similar setup, but we do have windows as well. A little bit different. So for this one, we're definitely going to keep the kitchen downstairs because I feel like the kitchen is going to be a little bit better, and we're going to do a little bit of a different setup when it comes down to the layout. So it's going to be like this one, then we're going to do an oven and a sink like this, which I think is pretty cool. And then we're also going to add a couple of little bits of shelvings to add in some like wine cellar shacks and stuff, so something like this, with maybe a little bit of a pot on top, small little plant pot, just to kind of give it a little bit better feel. We're also going to put a very long table along this one, with some chairs facing towards the table, so there we go, like this. Looks like a giant bench, I don't really like that. But yeah, it basically says it's an oak bench, but it looks quite big for a table and chairs, which is pretty cool. We don't currently have a lot of bookshelves, because I was thinking about adding some bookshelves, maybe a small painting as well. Let's put the painting like here. We need to make a very small one, which is literally probably something quite cool. Let's do a 3x2. There we go. And then we do have some normal ones like this. We have some normal little bookshelves, and put like a little bit of a book cubby here. Maybe a small plant pot here and here. And then upstairs is basically going to be more of the bedroom type area. So I'm going to put some bookshelves in the cracks here, with maybe a small little planter here. probably a couple of bits of shells around the place to kind of give it a little bit more of a kind of used kind of feel. I do add quite a lot of plant pots quite to this, and we've also got to add some other things such as some beds. So let's do let's do a couple of double beds like this. Thinking about splitting this up into like little walls, making it like a little corridor. I don't really know. So it's like a lot of just kind of like figuring out kind of what you want to do for this area, and basically trying to figure that out as we go. So the interiors is definitely going to take a lot of time to do, because I don't really have a giant plan. I'm going to do put some like beds in a little bit, and also going to be working on the floor. So I'll be back once I've got everything done, and I hope you guys enjoyed the episode so far. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment down below, and thank you so much for watching. But I'll be back in a little bit, show you guys the final project, and or give you guys a quick tour, and basically give us some final decorations and stuff. So yeah, catch you guys. Hey guys, welcome back. So we have finished basically the main part of the area. I'm just grabbing some materials to decorate some of the parts, which I didn't really decorate last time, and I think that would be a really good idea. I also lost my backpack. How the hell did oh, I lost my backpack. Oh, I lost my shit as well. I'll sort that out later. Right, so first let's go to... I think I despawned my backpack somehow. Oh, I'm going to have to get all my tools again. I did that for the next episode. So basically this is going to be like a tool forge type thing, and I feel like having some bits and bobs to kind of represent that in this area would be a really nice idea. So we're kind of like just going to put a bunch of different like supplies, such as like some anvils, some an extra stone furnace, maybe a desk, just so they can put in like all their orders, and then also a couple of books to kind of give them a general idea of how to make certain things. I feel like that might be a really, really cool idea. On top of that, we're also probably going to add maybe a little bit of an armor stand area as well. Maybe a couple up here as well, like so. With a single plant pot. And then in the middle, we're going to smack an anvil, and I'm going to put a couple of tools on the sides to kind of like represent this as actually a tool shop, and I think it's going to look pretty darn cool. So basically that is basically what this looks like, and there is a couple of houses which I have not filled in, like this one. I didn't really want to fill in this one because I didn't really know what to do for it, so I kind of blocked it off like this. And I think over time I'll eventually come back to this and basically finish doing the houses. Most of them are interior decorated, except from this thing, which is going to be the shop, as well as this big house here. So I kind of don't know if I want to do a house in that one or not, but this is actually coming together really, really nicely. I actually really like how the villages come together. It's like I said, it's going to be more aesthetic than actually people staying here. So I feel like that would be a better option than what I currently would do. So the downside is I did lose my tools, so I will have to go and get more tools. It'll take probably like a couple of minutes of me just grinding quite a bit. Hopefully over time I'll be able to sort it out. Just gonna put a bunch of crap away. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this for right now. I've got to re-go through all this storage and reorganize it again because it's a little bit all over the place. But majority of the time it's actually where everything's meant to be, so it's not like it's disorganized. It's just a lot of stuff like in different areas, and we're also crafting a lot of crap, and it's like a little bit noodled, I would say that much. And I feel like it kind of needs a little bit of a redecoration. I'm also going to add my drill in here as well. So yeah, give me 2 seconds, let me go and get my materials, let me go and get stuff to actually be able to do some of the path work, and we can get the stuff ready up and running, because we're still going to do a little bit for garden, a little bit more decoration, and it is coming close to the episode, so I've got to go and do this quick. I'll be back in a second. And I got my backpack back. I also dyed it purple, and I've got all my tools back, which is really, really handy, because that's actually what I use quite a bit to basically be able to do a lot of the digging and also a bunch of other crap. So, first things first is we are going to dig out the path and add in the blocks we need. So, we're gonna, basically what we're gonna do is, kind of want it to be a normal kind of path. I kind of want to make it a little bit twisty and turny, kind of give it a little bit of structure, but it's going to go to every single, like, door area, like here, and then it's going to split off around. Oh, it can go up here somewhere. I don't know why it'll go up here, but it'll go up here for some reason. Probably somewhere else, maybe, or a quicker way to get to the thing. And then it's also going to have to go through the narrow corridor down here to get to this area, which I'm actually going to dig out quite a bit. And then it's going to go through here to this door, down the side, down this part, around here, through here where this brass thing is working its health, and then through to the path down here. So it's actually quite a cool little path. It's actually not too bad, and we also get quite a lot of dirt from it, which is actually really handy, because I'm going to need to use it over in the main area. And then all we're going to do is just grab a bunch of different types of blocks that we've got, and basically just scatter around. This is probably the most relaxing part of this part of decoration, is literally just putting different parts of things and adding kind of like dirt around the place. We don't want too much of the same block in certain places, like some places fine, other places not so much, but you kind of want to give it a little bit more of a walk type of feel, and this is one way to do it. Like this. Looks pretty cool. I actually really like it. So we're just gonna do a little bit of dirt placing. This is probably the part that does take a little bit of time, because it's like so many different blocks. If you have like a shovel, all you gotta do is walk around like crazy. Problem solved. But sometimes it's actually good to basically place your own blocks in a way, because you can see where you want to place it instead of actually in what blocks you want to put there. Instead of the shovel, literally just puts it random, chooses any random block and says, oh yeah, this looks like a good place, and it's actually not. So at the point you have to go around sometimes and actually resort it out. But it's actually doing pretty well. We have some normal, like, we have some standard dirt as well, just to kind of give it a little bit of a smooth feel when it comes to normal dirt and stuff. Like, I don't really want to cover too much of the grass, because the grass kind of gives it a little bit of a nature kind of feel, and I actually really like it. Like so. And down here, probably do a little bit more of a dirt kind of area. Pour a little bit of smooth around this part, and then add a little bit of green, a little bit of cobble, a bit of gravel, a little bit of gravel dirt, some coarse dirt. This is quite light, so let's do a little bit of stone, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Basically. And it kind of just brings it all together, and I actually really like how it all turns out. So basically all I do is literally jump around, place a bunch of blocks like this, and then just fill it in as I go. And this can usually take around about, depending on how big and how much of the area you have to complete. Like for the main village, it will take a very long time to do the path work. But it's a lot of fun, and it's actually quite therapeutic as well, and I actually quite enjoy it. And then literally you can grab some stone, probably like this, and kind of make it like a little pathway, so it's not as like harsh on the pathway, and it kind of just brings it together. So as you can see now, it's actually brought it together, and the paths is not too bad. And using cobble, it kind of blends it in with the grass a little bit better, and kind of works pretty well with the general idea. Like this, like that, and then I'm just going to bring it around this part. We're just going to get rid of that block, because that's not meant to be there, but meh. This needs a little bit more of a grey kind of tinge, as well as a dirt. So let's do that. Boom! And then also, finally, we add some decorations to kind of like give it a little bit more of kind of like a nature feel. And I like to add random blocks of like grass in places just to kind of like give it that kind of feel of kind of like being somewhat well looked after, but it's also kind of like an area where people can work. We don't need too many leaves around the place. Like, we probably can end up halfway through this little area here as well. Maybe one through here, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Just go for a bunch of like dirts. Probably can add a bunch of rose just to kind of like hide this. And then we're going to add a little bit of flax to kind of give it some different colours. Like a lot of different like tiny little things. Just to kind of give it that extra love and attention to it. Here, add a couple of flowers, a little bit of flax around. Because I want to make it somewhat look like it's overgrown to a certain point, and I feel like that would kind of just give it the extra love and attention. And then, I like these lanterns. I'm going to add a couple of lanterns around this place because I don't really want mob spawning in the area. So adding quite a lot of lights because it is a quite a shallow kind of thing. It's kind of like this. A little bit of grass blocks around the place, probably a couple of extra lanterns hanging, especially in like the darker spots because I don't really like mobs, the idea of mobs spawning, and I feel like it kind of just give it that extra luminous, a little bit of lighting effect, and I think it'll look pretty cool and nice. I'm also thinking about it adding a couple of like little barrels of food like in the like near the shopping area, and I think that would also bring it together quite nicely. Like so. And I think it looks pretty cool. So I still gotta do little bits of bobs, like add some like crops around the place, kind of give it extra decorations, but sadly we have run out of time for this episode because a lot of this has basically been a lot of me skipping ahead, and I feel like this is like a different type of pace. If you guys do enjoy this kind of thing, let me know in the comments, because having comments basically say, oh I like this but I like this more, it kind of comes in handy. It also kind of gives it light as well of kind of what to improve on. Because like I said, I'm still quite a new learner when it comes down to making stuff like this, and I feel like I still need to work on a lot of things. But I like how certain things come out together, and I feel like the grass and stuff kind of definitely brings us out to a little bit more of a nature kind of thing, which is pretty cool. So I'm trying to figure out what a good place would be to do like I feel like a screenshot probably. Like maybe here, like this area, and just do that. There we go. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, because we are getting so much support on this video so far, and I'm actually really enjoying it. It might be a little bit over than what I normally would do, because this video did take a long time. It took me around about 3 days to complete, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys next time, and stay happy, stay fluffy, and be safe. Bye guys.